Welcome to my channel and this week's yoga class. Today we're going to do a Hatha yoga flow, building up to a shoulder stand. So we're going to start simple with our back stretches. We're going to take 3 deep breaths in a comfortable seated position. You can place a block underneath the seat to lift you up. We'll close the eyes, and as you breathe in, try and fill the whole body with air. And then as you breathe out, squeeze that belly button in, pushing all the air back out. 2 more. On your next in breath, we're going to open the eyes, breathe in, stretch up tall. As you breathe out, right arm comes to the mat, left arm over the top, leaning over, looking up underneath that arm for a side stretch. Take a deep breath here. As you breathe in, stretch tall. As you breathe out, this time left arm comes down, right arm over the top, looking up from underneath that arm. 1 deep breath. Breathing in, stretching tall. As you breathe out, right arm comes behind, left arm, hand on right knee. And we're going to twist round, looking over that shoulder and taking a deep breath here. Breathe in, stretch tall. Breathe out, we'll go the other way. Left hand behind, right hand on left knee. Twisting round to look over that shoulder. 1 deep breath. Breathe in, stretch tall. As you breathe out, we're just going to fold forwards, bring the hands down to the mat, relaxing the head. 2 deep breaths here. Walking yourself gently up. We're going to come onto all fours. We're going to take 3 rounds of cat-cow. So making sure hips are over knees, shoulders are over wrists. As you breathe in, you're going to pull the shoulder blades together, drop the belly down, looking up. As you breathe out, you're going to round the back, tuck the chin to the chest. Breathe in and up. And out and down. Breathe in and up. And out and down. Release to a neutral flat back. Tuck the toes under, push the hips up and back for our first down dog. Looking towards the feet, chest towards the thighs. Heels don't have to be down, and if you want to, you can pedal the feet to stretch out the back of the legs. 1 more deep breath here. On your next out breath, you're going to walk feet to hands. Breathe in, coming all the way up. Bring the hands to prayer, breathing out, heart center. And we're going to do a sun salutation to warm the body. So as you breathe in, we're going to stretch tall. As you breathe out, we're going to go down to the toes. Breathe in, half lift, flat back. As you breathe out, bring the hands to the mat and either step it or jump it back for plank. Either knees, chin, chest, all the way to the floor, or chaturanga. As you breathe out, breathe in for up dog or cobra. As you breathe out, tuck toes under, up and back, down dog. We'll take 2 deep breaths in our down dog. If you want to, you can again pedal the legs, or you can stay in stillness. On your next out breath, you're going to walk or jump the feet forwards. Breathe in for a half lift. As you breathe out, we're going to go into a ragdoll position. So we're going to take hold of the elbows, let the head and shoulders fall forwards. You can have a slight bend in the knee. If you want to, you can rock it side to side, opening up that lower back. One more deep breath here. Release the arms down to the floor. Big breath in, come all the way up. Bring the hands to prayer. As you breathe out, bring it to heart center. Good. So we're going to come to Tadasana now. Arms by the sides, legs engaged, drawing the quads in to pull the kneecaps up, squeezing the glutes together, tummy tucked in, hands by the sides, palms facing forwards, shoulder blades retracted, 2 deep breaths. Good. On your next in-breath, we're going to lift the right knee. As we breathe out, we're going to step it backwards and come into a warrior 2 stance. So we want to make sure that the middle of the foot lines up with the heel of the front foot. We're going to bend this front knee deeply so it's over the top of the ankles. Bringing the arms up to shoulder height, looking over that front middle finger, squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening the chest. We'll take 2 deep breaths here. On your next in-breath, we're going to straighten that leg, lift the arms tall. And as you breathe out, we're going to sink back down to our warrior 2. Breathe in, lift the arms. Breathing out, warrior 2. One more time. Breathe in, stretch up tall. Breathing out, warrior 2. Again, we'll take 2 more deep breaths here. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, making sure that knee is bent deeply. Pushing through the outside of the back foot, pushing that little toe down. We're going to straighten that front foot, lean forward very slightly, tip the hands down, palms facing forwards now into our triangle pose. We're going to look up at that right thumb. 3 deep breaths here. Now if you can't come all the way down, feel free to rest on the shin or ankle, or you can bring a block in to rest on the inside of the foot. On your next in-breath, we're going to cartwheel it back up, drop to our warrior 2, release the arms, turning forwards, step forwards, back to Tadasana. So we're going to do it all on the other side. So it's easier for me. I'm going to come to this end of my mat. So standing in our Tadasana, we're going to take 2 deep breaths, remembering, squeeze those quads, lifting the kneecaps, squeeze the glutes, pulling in that belly button, retracting the shoulder blades, opening the chest, palms facing forwards, head neutral. One more deep breath. On your next in-breath, you're going to lift the left knee. And then as you breathe out, we're going to step it long for our warrior 2 on the other leg. So again, making sure that the middle of the foot lines up with the heel of the front foot. You're going to bend that front knee so it's over the top of the ankle, pushing through the outside of the back foot, pushing that pinky toe to the floor. We're going to squeeze those thighs, pull in that belly button, raising the arms, shoulder height, retract the shoulder blades and look over that front middle finger. 2 deep breaths. On your next in breath, we're going to straighten that front leg, reach tall. As you breathe out, back to warrior two. Breathe in, stretch tall. Breathe out, warrior two. Breathe in, stretch tall. Breathe out, warrior two. We're going to hold this for 2 more deep breaths. Squeezing those shoulder blades together, opening the chest. You're going to straighten that front leg, lean forwards very slightly, and then drop back into your triangle pose on the other side. Palms facing forwards, looking up at that top left thumb this time. Again, if you need to, you can come to shin, ankle, all the way to the floor, or onto a block on the inside of the foot. Again, still pushing through the outside of the back foot, pushing that pinky toe into the floor. 2 deep breaths here. Coming back up, bending that knee. Warrior two. Breathing in, stepping forwards. Breathing out, come back to your Tadasana. Good. We're going to do a half slow sun salutation to come down to the floor. So breathing in, arms come up. As you breathe out, we're going down to the toes. Breathe in, half lift, flat back. As you breathe out, bring the hands to the mat and gently step it back for your plank. Breathe in here. As we breathe out, knees, chin, chest, pushing up for a high cobra. Really extending, opening that chest. Release back to the floor, tuck the toes under, up and back, down dog. We'll take 1 deep breath here. We're going to bring the knees to the mat, taking them nice and wide, or if you prefer, you can keep them narrow. Feet together, sitting back onto those feet. We're going to drop down for a child's pose for 3 deep breaths. You're really trying to open up that lower back. You can even rock it slightly side to side if that feels good for you. Keeping those arms engaged. 1 final deep breath. We're going to roll through, coming onto the elbows, lifting up for a Sphinx and releasing to the floor. So we're going to do a couple of rounds of a lotus hold just to strengthen up the back before we go into our shoulder stand. So we're going to take the arms out, 90-degree angle, shoulder and elbow. We're going to see if we can squeeze just using the lower back, not the glutes. So relaxing the bottom. We're going to lift up, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lifting through that lower back and down. This time, squeeze the shoulder blades together, breathe in. As you lower down, breathe out. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift up, breathe in. Release and breathe out. Squeeze the shoulder blades and lift, breathe in. And release and breathe out. 1 more time. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift that back, breathing in, hold, breathe out, relax. Good. Bring the hands underneath the face. Drop the head down. We'll take a couple of deep breaths here, just allowing everything to reset. Now when you feel ready, we're going to roll over onto our back. So now we're going to work on strengthening the glutes and the lower back a little bit more before finally going into our shoulder stand. So laying on the floor, we're going to bend the knees, bring the feet as close to the bottom as you can, about hip width apart, hands by the sides, fingers spread wide. If you need to, you can place something under your head or neck if that's more comfortable. We're going to do 3 glute bridges. So as we're breathing in, we're going to roll the pelvis up, lifting high, really pushing the hips towards the sky, coming up nice and high on the shoulders. Take a nice deep breath at the top here. And then slowly roll it back down. Good, we'll roll it up again. So rolling the pelvis first, peeling that spine off the mat, lifting the hips high, really push as high as you can. See if you can get right onto the shoulders and the shoulder blades. And rolling back down. Good. Last time. Peel the pelvis off first, rolling up through the spine. This time, as we get to the top, we're going to hold, so you can either stay here, or if you can, roll in onto the shoulder blades, interlace the fingers, and we're holding. Squeeze those thighs together, push those hips high. 3 deep breaths. If you have your hands clasped, release them, bring them back to your sides. Everybody now rolling the spine back down, rolling down the pelvis. Good. Bring the knees in for a squeeze. You can roll it slightly side to side if you like. And we're going to do our final pose before going into our shoulder stand. So we're going to bring the hands by the sides, palms facing up, and take the feet high. So we're going to rock the feet over to one side, back to centre, and then take them over to the other side. Again, back to centre. We'll do this a few times each side, working on a bit of core strength, but also a little bit of an inversion. Last time, one side, centre, and other side. Back to centre. Bring the feet back down. Bring your feet in and knees in for a squeeze. And then take the feet and legs long on the mat. So we're going to go into our shoulder stand. Now, depending on your flexibility and strength level, depends on where you go to. If you don't feel that you could lift yourself up, what you can do is to just keep the feet up in this position. You can place the hands on the bottom or the thighs to get a bit of extra support if needed, or by the side. If you want to come up into a small shoulder stand, you can start to roll the bottom off and just lift as high as you can manage. If you can't go straight, you can just stay in this position temporarily for a few breaths and then lower down. If you are comfortable, you're going to work your elbows in, support your lower back, and lift your feet high. We'll take 3 deep breaths here. Really engaging those legs, pointing the feet towards the ceiling. Again, depending on your flexibility, take a big breath in, and as you breathe out, you can collapse down. You can even touch the floor behind your head, or drop your knees either side of the head, whatever feels good for you. Or you can stay in the plough pose, or whatever is comfortable for you. Take one more deep breath here. And then just gently allow yourself to roll out and take the legs long on the mat. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Again, allowing yourself to reset. And we'll go into some counter poses. So the first counter pose is quite nice and gentle. We're just going to bring the knees up at 90 degree at the hips, 90 degree at the knees. Take the hands wide, palms facing up. We're going to drop the knees to the right first, just allowing them to come to wherever is comfortable. If you need to, you can bring them to a block instead of the floor, or even a block in between the legs, whatever feels comfortable for you. We're going to take 5 deep breaths here. You can close the eyes if you wish. Good, bringing the knees back to center, and then we're going to take them over to the left. Again, if you need those blocks, put them in place. You can close the eyes again if you wish. Wherever you are, 5 deep breaths. Good, rolling the knees back to center. Give yourself a gentle squeeze and then bring the feet to the mat. So we're going to roll ourselves over. So we're back on our front. And we're going to do our second counter pose. So our second counter pose is a form of wide cobra. So laying on the stomach, you're going to take the fingers and thumbs up on the tips, wide and off the mat. Rest the head. As you breathe in, you're going to roll up. Last thing to come up is the head. As you breathe out, you're going to roll back down. Last thing to come down is the head. We'll do 5 of these. Breathe in, roll up. Breathe out, roll down. Breathe in, roll up. Breathe out, roll down. Breathe in, roll up. Breathe out, roll down. Last one. Breathe in, roll up. Hold. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Deep breath at the top. Next out breath, roll down. Good. We're going to take a short savasana in this laying position. So if you need a pillow or a block or anything for your head, get it now. If you want to, you can put your palms down on top of each other and just rest the head on there. We're going to slow down the breathing. We're going to scan the body from the head to the toes, releasing any tension from the body as you go. We're going to close the eyes and just allow the body to totally relax on the mat. Keep your breathing slow and steady. You could either stay here or go into a full savasana or whatever you would like to do. Or you can join me by coming back to a comfortable seated position. You can sit legs crossed, lotus, whatever feels good for you. You can have a block underneath the seat if that is better. Wherever you are, you're going to bring your hands at prayer at heart center. Close the eyes and take 3 final deep breaths to lock in your practice. Remembering to take the time in your practice to be thankful for what you have. I'm going to drop the hands in the lap, the chin to the chest, open the eyes, and we're all done. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you next week. Namaste.